The deepest need that people have is the need to feel important, to feel valuable, to feel loved. But the deepest fear we have also is to feel rejected, is to feel worthless, is to be embarrassed, humiliated, to be no one, nobody. And so if you look at this, you will see the greatest force in people's motivation behind what they do. This is one of the most subconscious drivers driving most of our behavior, most of our decisions, most of our needs, especially when people have high level of insecurity, doubt, and self-worth issue or self-esteem issue. Because the more you lack that quality, the more you are unable to make yourself feel worthy, the more you're unable to feel self-love and content with who you are as a person, the more you will project that quality outside of yourself, and the more you will chase that feeling of importance outside of you, to people, to things, to achievements, to subscribers, to appearing a certain way, to status, to hanging with certain amount of people in order to just try to get that feeling. Because the moment you don't get it, there's the flip side that happens. You start to feel not good enough, you start to feel embarrassed, you start to feel guilty, you start to feel lesser, you start to feel inferior compared to the amount of followers that guy has, and it brings up all that suffering between ourselves. And then we become very easily manipulated, because the matrix really understand very clearly how to manipulate that need. If you buy that thing, you're gonna look younger, you're gonna get rid of all that wrinkle, and you're gonna be attractive, and people will like you, right? Buy that house and you'll be successful. You know, dress that way, get that designer bag, and then you'll be a successful person. So you see how the marketing is always directed to make you feel like something's missing. But when you get it, then you'll be complete. And what is always missing, what they're always targeting, is that sense of importance in so many different ways that people chase it, depending on, you know, who they are, their needs and their likes and so on. But it is the deepest need that we have. If you can make other people feel important, if you look at your relationship, your co-workers, strangers, if you can make them feel important, they will remember you. And if you look at people you remember, people who make the biggest impact in your life, people you love the most or admire the most in your life, on some level, they make you feel important, even if you never fucking met them. Because on some level, they've been able to reach to you, or to speak to you, or to care to you enough to give you that feeling that they care about you, or that they understand you, or that they listen to you. This is so important, to become aware of how that need plays out in our society and individually, but also to notice what are your current strategy to meet that need. Because as long as you remain unconscious, especially if you are unconscious right now, and if you are seeking it outside of you, will lead you to seek even some more harder to get that external validation. So the game is internal. The way you break free from that matrix and that game is by loving yourself first, by making peace with yourself, by accepting yourself, by feeling worthy and good about who you are. Not because you have that car or that job or that bag or that thing or that, you know, external situation, but because it's who you are, it's non-negotiable. Bringing yourself to a place where you can meet your own need and seeing yourself and loving yourself and being there for yourself, creating that loving relationship with yourself is a game changer. Because then they no longer can just bring a carrot in front of you and be like, oh, chase this, buy this thing, and then you'll be happy, because you already are. And the game changer here is that no longer that, but you no longer get triggered by the opposite, meaning the shame that comes from the opposite of rejections and all these type of things. Because remember, we crave significance, but we hate rejection, we hate being unloved, we hate being embarrassed and humiliated, we hate losing face. And if you look at the society, if you look at how much conflict there is because somebody lost face, because somebody's feelings were attacked, you'll see how crazy it is. The dynamic is every freaking where. The way you get immunized to that, the way you use that to work for you, is by realizing that it is only an inner game. Sure, external things feels good, fine, but it is always an inner game. But the beauty is that the moment you start to feel worthy, the moment you start to feel whole, the moment you start to feel complete, and the moment you start to increase your amount of self-love, the more amazing things and magic will start to gravitate toward you. Because when you feel complete, with or without having all those things, it's a bonus, it's added. But the moment you feel complete, whole, you become a magnet to more things in your life. Because remember, your state of being creates your reality. The more you feel lacking between yourself, the more you feel like you're not good enough, the moment you feel like there's something lacking, the moment you feel like inadequate, the more you will attract situations and experiences and people to reinforce that feeling in your life. And the more you will chase something, someone, sometimes, something external to fill that void, and you'll never get there. Because only you can fill that void, and it has to come from between yourself. So I invite you to really play this video again, notice, because it is so subtle, it is so hidden behind what we do, what we say, how we do, but the deepest need, the deepest force behind our motivation, our decisions, and what we do is that need to either gain importance or to avoid looking like shit, being embarrassed, losing face. And people are driven by those two things. And when you can start giving yourself what you need the most, you become immune to society's game and to the pulse of the matrix all around you. And this is when you can really get power and control to really create what you want and achieve what you want much faster in life. But it's also, you understand the biggest dynamic in relationship around you, and it is truly a game changer. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I hope this video makes sense, because it's a very important topic, guys. I will see you next time. Be well. Make sure you hit the subscribe button,